Hello everyone, this is Isra Yusuf. I hope you all did well in your exam. I hope you are studying well and you are understanding the videos and so on. So actually this is an English lesson for grade 7 at Finnish Systems Schools. We're going to talk about The Last of the Mohicans, which is in your books, which is Unit 9. We're going to talk about page 224. The outcomes that are expected for you guys to have after this lesson is to understand the text so that you can able to identify new words, to put these new words into sentences, and of course to do your homeworks. So we have talked about The Last of the Mohicans, and we have said that there's two daughters of the British colonel. They are moving from place to another, and there is a war between these two places. So Cora and Alice, they are trying to get to their dad, and they have they are going through this journey with a man named Magua. And we are talking about their journey. So here we have stopped what is going to happen to the journey, and we have described the character of each Cora and Alice. Now soon, Cora, Alice, Howard, and Magua will encounter 3 men. An old man named Chingachgook, his son Uncas, and a white hunter named Hawkeye. Chingachgook and Uncas are Mohicans, a native tribe, and they are the last Mohicans known to survive. This excerpt describes both the forest and Chingachgook. The following page describes Hawkeye. So actually, soon, Cora, Alice, Howard, and Magua, they are going to encounter. What do you mean by encounter? Encounter, which means to experience something that they are going to experience a problem, that they are going to experience difficulty through that journey. They are going to see 3 men, which are older man named Chingachgook, his son Uncas, an old man and his son, and a white hunter named Hawkeye. This old man and his son are Mohicans. They are native tribe. Native tribe, which means the place where you were born in. Okay? They are a native tribe, and they are the last Mohicans known to survive. So they are the last Mohicans. They are known to survive. They are the last Mohicans in this place, okay? This excerpt, which means a short piece, which is taken from a book, and we already have took this word, okay? Describes both the forest and Chingachgook. The following page describes Hawkeye. So this is actually how he describes these 2 last Mohicans, that they are the last Mohicans. They are known to survive, and they have with them a hunter named Hawkeye. Okay? Now, in the movie, this is the person who is doing the character, which is Hawkeye. As you can see here, he is Hawkeye, the Hawkeye, and here's the Hawkeye and his dad, which is in the tribe, they call him dad. Okay? So, on that day, 2 men were lingering on the banks of a small but rapid stream. The vast canopy of woods spread itself to the margin of the river, overhanging the water and shadowing its dark current with a deeper hue. The rays of the sun were beginning to grow less fierce. Still, that breathing silence, which marks the drowsy sultriness of an American landscape in July, pervades the secluded spot, interrupted only by the low voices of the men, the occasional and lazy tap of the woodpecker, the discordant cry of some gaudy jay, or swelling on the air from the dull roll of a distant waterfall. Now he's describing the theme of this day. Okay, on that day, there were two men were lingering, which they are going to exist in a place, okay, which they might not be welcome in this place. On the banks of a small but rapid stream, they were like living, they were existing in a place, bank here, which means the side of the river, the side of a small river, because the stream here, which means small river. So they were existing, they were living on the side of the river, a small river. The vast, which is the huge canopy, the huge canopy, they are actually the leaves and branches of trees that make the kind of the roof in the forest, that you make this roof, which is the house in the forest, the place in the cottage in the forest. You make like the roof from leaves and branches. Okay, if wood spread itself to the margin of the river, it spread itself to the margin, the edge of something, okay, the edge of the river, overhanging the water and shadowing its dark current with a deeper hue. So it was, the writer describes here the canopy. The canopy, they are spreading itself in the edge of the river, overhanging the water, and shadowing its dark current with a deeper hue, with a deeper shade. The rays of the sun, the straight, narrow beam of light, the lights of the sun, okay, the rays of the sun were beginning to grow less fierce. The sun is it's taking away, like it's getting night. So the sun is its rays are getting less fierce. Still, that breathing silence, so there's a silence, which marks the drowsy sultriness. Drowsy here, which means the sleepy, sultriness, which is the weather that is hot, with air that feels wet. Okay, there is hot, there is humidity. Okay, if an American landscape in July pervades this scalded spot, interrupted this silence, this sleepy silence, this sleepy humidity weather, it is interrupted by the low voices of men. There's like low voices of men are talking. The occasional and lazy tap of a woodpecker, the lazy tap and occasional of the woodpecker. Woodpecker is actually a kind of a bird that has a long beak that it uses to make holes in trees. The discordant cry of some gaudy jay. Here there's a kind of another bird that is discordant cry. The unpleasant sound of this kind of a bird, or swelling on the ear, or it is hurting the ear, okay, from the dull roar of a distant waterfall. There's like a sound, a low sound you can hear from the distant waterfall. There's a waterfall, you can hear the roar of the water, but it is like far away, okay? You can hear it like low. It has a low sound, okay? You can hear it like perfectly, so you can hear it like there's a low sound of the waterfall. Okay, now you have two pictures of two kinds of birds, and he describes the theme, the weather, with the sounds of these two birds. So Jay is a bird that crow family that is noisy and brightly colored. This bird is actually really noisy, which is only left, which is the gay. It is really noisy, and he describes his voice with unpleasant sound, and it hurts your ears. Okay, woodpecker is actually a bird with a long beak that it uses to make holes in trees. That this bird uses its beak to make holes in trees. So he describes the like night, or the night becoming, with low voices of men. The sounds of these two birds, the occasional sound of the woodpecker, and the noisy sound of the bird, which is Jay, and he describes like the voice. You can hear like a low sound of the waterfall, a dull whirl of the waterfall, which is far away. You have a homework, which is for Sunday, to put the words, which is hue and subtleness, in a meaningful sentences. Boys and girls, I'm waiting for your homeworks. Don't forget to do your homeworks. It is like to put like these two words in a meaningful sentences. That's all I ask for you to do. So please do your homeworks, and please hand it for me so that I can check it for them. And you can have the checked homeworks back. Okay, let's continue. One of these lotterers showed the red skin and wild accoutrements of a native of the woods. Shingakook's body presented a terrific emblem of death, drawn in intermingled colours of white and black. His closely shaved head was without ornaments of any kind. A tomahawk and a scalping knife of English manufacture were in his girdle. So, now he's describing Shingahook's character, body, Shingahook's look. Okay. One of these lotteries showed the red skin and wild accoutrements of a native of the woods. So Shingahook's, his body, he's red-skinned, and he has like the equipments for the right equipments for this life, for his native life. Okay, so his body presented a terrific emblem here, a terrific symbol or logo of death. His body, drawn in intermingled into mixed colors of white and black. So his body was like mixed in colors, which is white and black. He's a closely shaved head. He doesn't have like hair. His closely shaved head was without ornaments of any kind. Was without without any decoration. Okay, so it was like plain. Okay, his shaved head, plain head. Okay, a tomahawk, and I showed you what a tomahawk means, which is an instrument that like a warrior past then in the past used to like to have battles and wars with, to fight with. And a scalping knife and a knife of English manufacture were in his girdle. So he was like holding a tomahawk and scalping knife of English manufacture. So he was like the symbol of the logo of the native man that he like fought for his people, for his survival. And he describes his body and his like look, like he was like the English manufacturer man, for being that fighter, for being that symbol for the tribe, because his body like he had red skin and his body like were mixed, intermingled with white, with colors which is white and black, and because of the fighting and so on. So here, as you can see, Hawkeye's knife, which is the last Mohicans, you can see here that they were putting the knives and the weapons. They have like only scalping knives, and they have tomahawk, okay, in that like belt or something they called girdle, okay. Now you have another homework, but this homework is for Monday. To put the words, which is a accoutrement, implement, implement, in a meaningful sentences, and you have each word meaning. So please don't forget to do your homework, because I'm waiting for your homework, and I'm listing your names. I'm listing who did his homework and who did not. So please do your homeworks. The lesson has ended. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. Please don't forget to do your homeworks and check your weekly plans, because they are really important. Stay safe. This is your teacher, Isra Youssef. Bye-bye.